I'm cooking some food right now and I had some downtime, so I wanted to share my thoughts after reading How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's not just about influence, it's about understanding people at a fundamental level. If you haven't heard or read this book before, here's a quick breakdown just for context. The first section was all about the 6 ways to make people like you. The second section was 12 ways to win people to your way of thinking. And the third section was all about 9 ways to be a leader without causing resentment. Here are the quotes that stuck with me the most while reading the book. On page 51, there's a quote that says, "First arouse in the other person an eager want. He who can do this has the whole world with him. He who cannot walks alone." In business, I used to lead with what I always thought was best. But when I started framing things around what people actually wanted, everything changed. Clients felt heard, conversions went up. It's like unlocking a code for persuasion. The next quote was on page 114. It says, "Show respect for the other person's opinion. Never say you are wrong." Have you ever had a debate with someone and the second they say you are wrong, you just completely shut down? I can admit this has happened to me and it's like my world's ending. Now though, if you change your mindset and instead of arguing, ask the questions that lead them to the realizations themselves. This works like magic, and it finally has clicked for me. Another quote was on page 144, and it says, "Talk in terms of the other person's interests." What clicked for me is the way that I pitch things at my agency. I frame it more so of how much revenue or how much of something a brand is leaving on the table due to not taking action on this. And suddenly, when they hear this as a brand owner, they start to care because most of the other things they could do themselves or figure out themselves, but ultimately there's a core problem in the back of their head that they're trying to solve. The next quote was on page 187. It says, "Let the other person feel the idea is theirs." And this one specifically changed how I lead my team today. And what changed for me was that instead of saying, "Here's what we should do," I always ask our team, "How do you think we should solve this?" And I completely agree with this ideology because people take way more ownership when they think that they came up with the solution. All in all, this was a great book that I enjoyed reading. And the reason why is because this book isn't just a theory. It is truly a mindset shift that you can apply in business or your day-to-day life. And after watching this video, or if you end up reading the book and you take nothing else from it, just remember this. People do not care what you want. But if you can align your goals with what they want, that is the real influence.